Welcome back to our chocolate tasting videos. I'm Paddy and I'm here with super taster Amanda, and we're going to do a bit of a special treat today. We're doing some artisan chocolate from the Gloucester area, which we encountered recently, called Mayhawk chocolates. And here we are with the trusty Gloucester Services hamper. Though I think Mayhawk isn't actually available at Gloucester Services at the moment.
No, it's not at the moment.
We found it in a country fair near Forest of Dean. And this packet was £2.50, was it?
No.
Or was it £5? Or was it more than that?
£10.
£10.
I think. I can't actually remember. So what we have here is a cardboard box from Mayhawk. Inside we have 4 bars of chocolate. So Mayhawk do a variety of artisan chocolates. They're all single variety bean, and they use the best quality of cocoa, and they're made in the UK. So they're quite special, which is why they're slightly more expensive than some chocolate. We did actually taste a lot of them at the Mayhawk tent, and these were some of our favourites that we thought we'd bring and taste again. We've got a Blue Mountain coffee, which is a milk chocolate.
And I remember the man saying that just the coffee beans for that, it cost £170 per kilogram.
Yeah.
Which he imports specially.
And we've got a Raw Indonesia Unroasted, which is a very dark chocolate.
That's a different coffee bean. That's a different cocoa bean, I should say.
Got a Venezuelan cocoa, which has almond, olive oil and sea salt in it. That was one of my choices. And we also have a Granada cocoa, which is a sort of winter spice chocolate. So we will start off with the Blue Mountain, which is that's with Venezuelan cocoa, and this is 57%.
And like we said before, it's good to start with the less strong chocolate.
Yeah, the least strong. So
and then go stronger as you go along.
All state the percentages on the back.
And the man who makes these was telling us how he has a special cocoa bean grinder which grinds at a particular speed so it doesn't heat up too much and doesn't end up cooking the beans as it grinds them, so he can even control that kind of thing. So they're quite special. Should we share that between us?
Yeah. So it's quite hard to snap.
Yeah, and that's going to be this is the least percentage one, isn't it? So they're going to get harder to snap.
Yeah.
I might have to get the pliers out.
It has a really nice coffee-y kind of smell. So that has a very intense, the chocolate flavour is very intense. And also you can kind of taste a kind of milky latte, sort of milky coffee taste in it.
That actually tastes kind of almost more like a good salted caramel than the salted caramel we tested last time. It's got that kind of bitterness and sweetness together.
And it's not hugely sweet. It's quite... there is sweetness in there, but it's not overly sweet, is it? So if we're going to move up in terms of strength, this is the winter chocolate, and this one contains obviously cocoa beans, cane sugar, stem ginger, orange peel, single malt, whisky, orange oil and winter spices.
And I think the orange for this was, prepared over 5 days. Everything seems very elaborate with this chocolate. He spends 5 days gradually heating up the orange peel at a particular temperature to make it suitable to go in the chocolate. So everything seems to be very carefully made.
And this one, as soon as you open it, you get a real spicy, orangey, kind of Christmassy smell.
Ooh.
And it is, again, hard to snap. And you can see the bits of peel and
Wow, big bit.
So I've obviously there got a bit that's ginger.
Was it hot ginger or
It's
just gingery?
a crystallised ginger.
So it's not kind of overpowering your mouth and stopping you tasting the chocolate.
No,
then.
it's nice.
I'm not noticing the orange particularly, and from my point of view that's good because I don't really like orange in chocolate much anyway.
Actually, you get the ginger when you swallow. You get quite a ginger hit at the back of the throat, but not on the front of the tongue where the chocolate's going, so it works really well.
You might need a toothpick after eating this to dislodge bits of crystallised things stuck to your teeth. But
So the orange in this is quite subtle, and I like that. It's not overwhelming. It's just a very slight, quite slightly bitter orange. It's not sweet. And also that sort of slightly spicy taste.
yeah, it's subtle, but it's good, and you get the texture of all those different bits as well. So I didn't think I'd like that one so much, but I do like it, definitely.
And again, that one, it's just you could really enjoy that sort of sitting around the fire or giving as a gift to someone. Although you wouldn't want to eat huge amounts of it, it's actually very pleasant. So the next one is a 70% cocoa, and this is almond, olive oil and sea salt.
I've not heard of olive oil in a chocolate before, so that's quite interesting.
Yes, it should be quite an interesting, like a change.
I think the guy selects the right olive oil as well, doesn't he? He goes to that extent of trying different olive oils, and it's not just
something he's popped down to the supermarket and find. It's a state bottled, cold pressed, extra virgin.
Of course.
And the Anglesey hand harvested sea salt.
Wow.
So you can almost, as you smell it, it's almost got a very slightly oily smell. Ever so slightly. And you can actually see in the back of it, there's actually grains of salt that, if you look on the back, the grains.
This one's a lot softer than the other two so far. A lot easier to bite into, but
I imagine that's the oil content, which is actually giving it that melt in the mouth feel.
Yeah, that must be it. Like the Lindor chocolates we've tested before have a lot of palm oil, and I find those a bit too melty. But still, with this one, you could just kind of bite it up and swallow it very quickly, but you have to wait to get the taste.
You have to, take your time, and you do get quite a lot of salt.
But yeah, it's very smooth in the mouth, isn't it? With that olive oil, it makes a big difference. And there don't seem to be big bits of almond in it. There's just... Are there any... no visible bits of almond. Oh yeah, one or two tiny bits of almond. But...
So I don't think either of us got a bit of almond in that bit. But I mean, I like that. I do like salt and chocolate.
It is kind of strange getting that texture on such a high quality chocolate, because the kind of vegetable oil and chocolate you'd expect to have with cheap chocolate, wouldn't you? So it's odd to have that mixture of melt in the mouth.
And actually, I think I'd find that slightly too melt in the mouth to eat a huge amount of in one go. So although it's very nice, the sort of half of one of these fingers is actually easily enough. Finally, we've got an 80% unroasted Indonesian cocoa. So this is just cocoa beans. It's got a little bit of coconut in, and I think again that's to give it a little bit of oil. And it's not roasted before grinding, so it's raw cocoa. And again, I've actually only just snapped it well away from my nose, but I can smell a very strong cocoa smell coming off that.
It's quite a snap on that, isn't it?
Quite a snap.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Very.
Very dark and shiny, and oh wow, lots of different layers of taste as it goes, really.
It's quite a complex flavour. There's lots of different things going on in different parts of the tongue. Slightly sweet after you've swallowed it, so you almost don't get the sweetness till afterwards.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Which one would you say was your favourite?
I do like that one, I think, because it's so complex, so you kind of feel like I've only eaten about that amount, and actually, although I swallowed it quite a while back, I'm still getting different tastes going on in my mouth in quite a nice way. So different kind of chocolatey, the cocoa kind of bit of sweet, not quite bitter, but yeah, I think that's nice because it's much more complex than some of the other ones, and because it is just the cocoa, you've not got any other flavours. I do also really like I can really like all of them. Probably the one with olive oil is my least favourite because of the texture, although I do like the flavour, but the texture, it's just, I think when you're eating the other ones and they're so hard and not melt in the mouth, that feels a bit strange. I think like possibly I could imagine it sort of as a dessert type thing rather than a tasting chocolate. I'm not sure, just a tiny square of it, kind of sort of almost instead of a piece of cake or something, I think would work really nicely. I do like the spicy one. I think that's just very nice, and think like on a cold winter's day, kind of you could have that in the car or something to kind of warm you up a bit. And the coffee one again is just a kind of pleasure to eat, really. You could kind of imagine having a square of that at 11s. So in a sense they're really nice because you could imagine eating these at different kinds of times and different occasions. So I think that's definitely a good buy, and I think actually, although they aren't cheap, I think they'll actually last us quite a long time because they're not something we're going to just sit down and just eat masses and masses of, but we'll kind of savour a little bit.
So, Mayhawk chocolates. Can we see the web address for those? It's on the box, isn't it? Mayhawk.uk, www.mayhawk.uk. And if you can find some, then look out for it.
Yeah, really.
Very, very nice.
Do try them, and they're the kind of chocolate that you probably can't get on the high street. I mean, it's a different kind of league to the other chocolates we usually try. So they're not, they are one to really get and to enjoy. Or if you've got a chocolate loving friend and you want to get them a real treat, these would be different from the sort of same old box of chocolate. So they'd be a good thing to do. Or if you want to have a different party and have a chocolate tasting party, again, these ones would be great ones to use for that.
Thanks for watching, and join us next time we taste chocolate. Bye.